We're both away. Where are you away? We're both away with the
Uh,
fairies. Where are you?
I'm at the minute I'm in rural Massachusetts trying to make sure I don't get ate by a bear because apparently there's thousands of them here, and people keep saying to me, "Oh, don't worry, you'll not get touched by a bear."
Uh-huh.
I'm from Ireland. We don't need to worry about fucking bears.
No,
So I
no.
bought a big bag of donuts today. So if I see them, I just fire out a donut at
Oh,
them.
you're going to throw them at the bear and then just sort of, run away. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's not for wearing a hat on, Justin. That is down
I
there for
know.
dancing sun.
Surely that sort of sickly sweet of a donut attracts the bears, does it not?
I have plenty of them, and I have training shoes on. I have my running shoes on. I can be away like that.
Right.
But do
Okay.
you want me to tell you the truth? You're actually lucky I'm doing a show in whiskey tonight
Mm-hmm.
because Massachusetts is marijuana is legal in Massachusetts, man. So look, if you want to go jigged up a bit, you have one of these bottles of stuff.
Have you been trying it yourself? Have you?
Well, I had a wee sweetie last night. Help me to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Go to sleep. It seemed to work. It was a good job.
Right.
So it was. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I could maybe do away with whiskey on the marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. So what you been at?
I've had 2 weeks of pure hell in Madeira. 21 degrees. Sort of endless bottles of Sagres and Coral and Superbock and a couple of really nice trips. It was 3 years since I've been away. 3 years since I've been away. So
Well, it was cold here today, but the weather was sunny but cold. It was about -6 here this morning, and then it got a bit warmer. It was about freezing, and then sort of stayed like that. But I'm drinking this stout actually, which is really quite pleasant indeed. Very very tasty. It's like chocolate milkshake.
is it?
So it is. Yeah, it's lovely.
Malty, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's milk stout. It's very nice.
Okay.
What's it? Gunner's Daughter.
Just going to check that we're on. I think we are on. We are on. Yes. If you're watching, say hello. Best to watch tonight on YouTube for whatever reason. Watch on YouTube tonight. YouTube has worked. There you go. There they go. They've clicked in. Sean McClanahan saying good evening. There you go.
Evening.
He's in Canada, isn't he?
Sean's up. So he's even colder than I am.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think I could get into all this cannabis-y stuff, Justin. I could sit there and...
Have you been trying it? Don't promote it on here. We might get Zuckerberg again.
All right, Zuckerberg will go for us. It's perfectly legal where I am, Justin. I'm just saying. But I was out and about this week, and we went up to, I like this here, the Derry Distillery.
Very nice.
So we will do a... I've done a recording by Andy up there. He's a very, very nice guy, he is.
Mm-hmm.
So we will do I've done a wee recording, so we'll do a wee video of it next week. But it's dead funny because there's a town called Derry, and right beside it is Londonderry. So
let me guess. The Protestants live one and the Catholics live the other.
No. They all live together in perfect harmony. Apparently, except whenever they're playing American football, and then they all beat the shit out of each other.
Oh, right, do that.
What do you expect? So yeah, so it's all good. All good.
I better say hello to a few people. Jackie's watching, Seamus Tobin's watching, Yule Price is watching, Linda Cox is tuned in, James and Moira Doherty. Let me see. Good evening to you. Can't put your names on screen tonight because I'm not on the proper computer, so don't worry about it. But we are where you're there. Although the other week we got raided by Twitch ones, and I forgot about it, and they told me.
You forgot about what? And who told you what?
I don't know what that means myself, but apparently there was loads of people watching on Twitch, and I didn't know.
All right, okay.
And I didn't give them a mention.
All right.
So I'm trying to do the jobs of about 5 people at ITV and about 15 people at the BBC, to do this.
And but the thing about it is you're not used to doing any real work of any description anyway, so...
Funny enough, when I was in Porto Santos, I asked the guy on the ship, does any of the crew come from Porto Santos? And he says, no, they don't like to work here.
No,
Uh,
you could have got a job. You
I
should
know.
emigrate to Porto Santos.
Well, I'd love to go, but because of Brexit, I can't go and live there permanently now.
You can.
I know I'd have to get an Irish passport, but wouldn't I?
Just get the paddy passport and away you go. I have one of them. No, I have both passports. I'll take another one if somebody give me another passport.
Would you?
Uh,
What do you mean, a Russian one? You mean?
maybe not Russian, Japanese or something. That would get you in loads of places too. So yeah, I'd be happy enough.
Probably would.
Aye.
What's first tonight then?
Well, what we'll do is we'll do the news because me and you's different ends of the. I mean, we're what 7 hours time difference between us. 7 hours, is it? Anyway, well, bad luck, England in the World Cup. By the way,
Listen. I was in Porto Santos, and everybody was in watching Portugal. You know, and then
I've kind of
and that
thought
was
of
really
that.
bad too, as well.
Yeah, there would be some anger about the place there.
Yeah, and it didn't help when I went in somewhere and says, "Viva Morocco!"
There's our gym. There's our gym down in
What's he
the.
saying? You person bugger! I'm trying to edit a review here, but you're on in the background, and I cannot watch. Watch what's going on.
Aye. Look, I'm going to pour myself. I've picked myself up a bottle of this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is very highly rated. Uncle Nearest. For anyone who doesn't know, Uncle Nearest, Nearest Green. He came out. It was this guy that taught Jack Daniels how to distill. He was a black guy, so he was sort of written. He wasn't sort of. He was written out of the whole Jack Daniels story. So, guy's ancestors and this guy got on board, opened up the new distillery, and they've won loads of prizes. So, as you can tell, we not just me, have had a bit of a taste of this. I have to say, it's pretty good now. It's pretty decent stuff.
Well, I was actually at a rum distillery, which is Port of Cruz, not very far from where I am.
Okay.
And I got myself a bottle of that. So there you go.
Excellent.
So we'll be seeing a wee bit of the rum distillery after the news here tonight.
Okay, right. We're going to do a bit of news, right? Some stuff that's been going on because last week, because of various things, we never really got a live show out. We just broadcast. We put out
Waterwood and Wine went down very, very well, by the way.
Well, it's a nice wee talk. I mean, it's a nice talk, nice tasting. The guys that were there that day, they got a really good. They said they enjoyed it, and I mean, if they enjoy it, that's the main thing. Right. So first up in the news this week, I have the glasses on. It's a bit old news now, but never got to congratulate James Dockery on becoming the chairman of the Irish Whiskey Association.
Okay. Yes.
Well done, James. And his deputy is a rather fabulous Helen Mulholland. So a great team of people, really good people who will do fantastic things for the Irish Whiskey Association and the Irish whiskey industry.
That's incredible. That's incredible. These are two people that are at the forefront of Irish whiskey. Who do they replace, Marty?
Dave Quinn, and who was the other one? Who was the deputy? Well, I can't remember. But the thing is, you have
they seem much higher profile to me. I mean, because obviously we've been talking about whiskey now. You're more into whiskey. I'm talking about whiskey a few years with you now.
Well, I think it's really nice to see Helen getting in here because Helen she's really the first lady of Irish whiskey. She is so good at her job, such a talent. Now she's down working in Lochgill and getting herself in that position down there. Lochgill, I've spoken to her, and Lochgill are wanting her to do pot still Irish whiskey. They're wanting her to do malt blends, even bourbons, and they've got an absolute fantastic talent in their home. So her being in that position, James there. It's kind of nice to have sort of someone of the new breed of distillers actually leading a bit of the charge and doing what they need to do. So yeah, more power to them. I'm sure they'll have lots of contentious stuff, lots of stuff to do, and uh, John
Oh,
Quinn was the
hold on. We'll see what we'll see.
vice chair.
Seamus Tobin is saying. It says, channel my inner Undertaker for the photograph. Yes, you
Yeah,
do
that's
look like
James.
one in it. Hopefully good for the Northwest.
Uh,
John Quinn was chair,
John
and
Quinn
I
was
was
the
the
chair.
spice. Yeah.
Yeah, so now Helen's there as well. So a really good partnership. So I can, I, I think they'll do really good things, and help move the category forward as best they can, as best as anybody can. Now, so congratulations, by the way. And I see Jim and the whiskey novels are saying that your Ellen's brother likes the sauce because he popped into the friend at hand the other day. It just so happened his wife said, "Oh, this is Helen Mahon's brother. Are you?" So I said, "You should be buying one of them bottles. Buy one of those bottles. Buy one of these things, you know." But
Right.
he
Well,
got
you
so
use somebody else's famous brother in the friend that happened. We shouldn't give out customer information really, but
not really, no.
not
But
really.
no, he
He didn't
dropped
do
in.
it.
He dropped in and just to say hello. But no, it was good. It was nice to meet him. Now, next up, it was reported this week that the premiumisation of whisky is slowing down. There's been a big push over the last couple of years to uh, really focus on high end, super ultra high end, big ticket, high price whiskies. And this last year it increased in sales by 18%. Now, this year it has increased, but it's went down from 18%, it's now grown at 7%.
Well, there's a recession on.
Well, this is probably playing a significant part of it. People are probably tightening their belts, but there's also the fact that some of it's just got silly prices. Irish whiskey with a little bit of age to it that's sourced has just become ridiculously priced. But it's interesting actually that the super premiumization, the biggest driving force is actually the really top end tequilas
Mhm.
worldwide, because people are discovering that the high end tequilas are have lots of flavour to them, lots of stuff. Now, one of the key drivers is obviously whiskey as well, because as we all know, people are drinking a bit less but spending more money because they want better quality product. But the fact that it's starting to slow down, or that they've said that it's starting to slow down, obviously has going to have an impact on people's business models. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, to be honest.
What brands do you have in mind for that then?
Well, put it like this: the ones that I sent you a picture there of the a couple. One was the Devil's Keep,
Wow.
which is that the one? That's the €5,000 bottle, is it?
I think it might be, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's. I can't remember, and I don't have any of it, so I'm not 100% sure of the price of it. But it's massive high ticket, and it's sourced. It's not their own whiskey. And then there's the likes of the Nipple Castle 21 with again premium. It's reasonably priced. It's not massive. No, that's not the one, Justin. That's not the one.
I know, but you've got to understand how small that is.
No. I know whenever you're looking down at stuff, you're used to seeing small things.
Is that it?
Mm-mm.
That's not even it
No,
either.
that's the next story. That's the next one.
You see. We'll get it right yet. What do you see? I must have. Oh, I have it.
There
That's
we
it.
go.
That's it.
Finally, the
It's hard.
anticipation.
It's hard. It's hard to do this. It's hard to do this. I can't see. I don't even have my glasses with me.
No, so the likes of these, I mean, I think that the Napple Castle's still going to sell reasonably well. It's a well respected brand, but the prices of some of this stuff just got, I mean, it's just got sort of ridiculous. Now, Justin obviously preempted the next part of the
That
story.
sounds like a train in that Castle.
Aye.
You could buy a train for the price of it.
No, that's not too bad. Whenever they say that super and ultra premiumization is slowing down, Balvenie have issued a thing where their ballot is now opening for their 60-year-old Balvenie. Now, there was supposed to be a bit of tension built here to let people guess the price, but it's not really going to happen that much because Justin's buggered it up and put out the thing. It's not because his wee beady eyes can't see.
Is that it?
Put up. Aye, that's the one. Pull it up full screen.
Oh, well, and then it's big. I can see it. Yes.
Aye. This is going to be the oldest Balvenie ever released. And Balvenie's super stuff, by the way. It's really, really good. Now, I was going to say, have a guess on which that is, Justin. But since you've already pulled it up on screen, the element of surprise has disappeared.
60-year-old bottle, Scottish, $5,000.
Nope. You see, I suppose you can't see it because your wee beady eyes can't see that.
No, I can't.
No. Well, if
Does
you
it say it
have...
on it? Does it?
No. The next picture that you brought up actually shows it. The price. So the picture that you're going to bring up has the price on it. And it's not £5,000, Justin. It's not £15,000. It's not £30,000. It's £122,000 a bottle.
Jesus, so you could nearly buy something bijou here in Madeira for that.
You could set up a distillery for that price. Yeah. I mean, so when they say super premiumisation slowing down, I'm going to say there's a bit of room for it yet. I mean, it's just ridiculous. £122,000 for the bottle of it.
That's serious. That is serious. That is serious.
It is serious money. Yeah. But
71 bottles to sell. Nobody will ever open that or drink it, will they?
I would sincerely doubt it. But the thing is, it's nice that they give you tasting notes, just so that if you do open it, you can compare, your tasting notes.
Here's what you could have had.
Aye, it's kind of nuts. But there seems to be a collective insanity about the place because there was the Causeway collection, the Bushmills collection that they released, which, dude, there's lots of problems with that release, if I'm honest, or those releases, just the way it was done, I think sort of miffed a lot of people off. But they did this week, it's kind of miffed off some people as well, but it also has raised money for charity, so I'm not really all that bothered about that. They released 12 special boxes of each 12 miniatures from the very first release of the Causeway collection. So I'm going to run through it.
Looks nice.
Absolutely, looks very nice. But there's only 12 of these, and they're 50ml bottles, and you get the 2011 Banos cask, you get the 13-year-old Douro, 1995 Marsala, 2011 Sauternes, 32-year-old Port, 13-year-old Jupiler, 1991 Madeira, 2000 Port, 10-year-old Cognac, 10-year-old Cuvée, 30-year-old American Oak, and 27-year-old Bourbon cask. Right? Now, these are only miniatures. Now, the starting price for these was £400, okay, which seems a bit steep. So far, the most expensive one, as far as I'm aware, because I'm in the States, so I can't really keep up with this because I can't get onto the auction. The most expensive box is sold for just less than £4,000. Now, for £4,000, you could buy all of those in full bottles, easy. Easy. Why are people paying this money for these? I know there's only 12 of these, but it's 12 miniatures that, okay, it's ultra rare, but it's miniature bottles, and unless they're well enough looked after, they'll do this over a period of time. Mm-hmm. You know, it seems crazy. It seems crazy to me.
It's a weird one, that. Couple of mentions, and we can't bring them on screen because of technical issues with being away. Paul Kane says, great to see these expensive bottles coming to market. Now, he's been wanting to spend his Holy Communion money since 1989.
Aye. You get enough free stuff, Paul. You don't need to worry about buying stuff.
Peter Bonus is watching as well. Good evening to you, Peter. Always say hello. Usually we can comment, like, and share and put your name on screen. And share with your friends. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Twitch, and Telegram. So make sure you say hello. The show's live Saturday nights, 10 p.m. Usually. It wasn't last week, but nobody noticed and thought the show was great.
We had to take a sabbatical last week because we were moving about and traveling on the move. Now, next up, I have to talk about Waterford. There's lots of stuff I like about Waterford. That's still the causeway, just.
I know.
Waterford do loads of good things, and if I'm honest, I think what they've done with the heritage grain, the heritage barley thing, because they've brought out Heritage Hunter is the name of the bottle. Screw your EAs up, Justin. Screw up your EAs.
I know. I'm trying to screw them up.
If you still wanking so much,
I know I have the picture. Can I get the picture?
It's a blue bottle. Anyway, no, I think we live in an age at the minute where everybody's finishing in casks and giving that the flavour, and that's fair enough. I mean, that's a great way of doing your style of whiskey, doing what you want to do. But what Waterford have done here, they took 50 grams of Hunter barley and planted it, then replanted it. Now, this has taken years to do, where they've grown enough from the initial 50 grams of seed,
right,
to make actually 10,000 bottles of this. So there's no shortage of this.
Okay.
But what they've done is they've said that Hunter hasn't really been used in Irish whiskey for I think since the 1960s. Now, what they've done is they've taken this and distilled it. Now, they've finished it in their own casks and so on. But the idea is that they've always said from day one that their primary focus is on the grain, on the barley. So the single farm movement, the terroir, and all of that. So the fact they've used a heritage grain and made it at scale up to 10,000 bottles, I take my hat off to them, because I think that's something that where people are trying to find the space, all these new distilleries, that it is something that they can play about with, and other distilleries can maybe do something similar rather than maybe relying on some obscure wine cask finish or whatever.
Stacey McAllister's reported you tonight to Zuckerberg. She says you're giving Justin an awful hard time tonight.
Jet Set Justin gets all the sympathy as fucking usual.
You're in Boston?
No, I'm about 2 hours west of Boston. I'm in the. There's bears out there, Justin. There's bears roaming the land, and I was told.
I would play the song "The Bee Gees, Massachusetts," but would get Zuckerberg.
I haven't seen. To be fair, I haven't seen a BG or a bear, so I'm happy enough. So, but there's thousands of the fucking things out there, and I keep being told, "No, you'll be all right. Don't worry about the bears." Mm-hmm. No, not so much. I think if I seen one, I would activate my chemical defense mechanism, Justin. I would shit myself. Yeah, but no, fair play Waterford. I like what they're doing, and I like the fact that they're trying something a little bit different. So it's just the grain. It's a nice thing to do, and I think it's probably one I'll try and pick up when I get back home.
Very nice indeed. So,
now we do have another one to do.
Oh no, I was going to say you've been a busy boy. You managed to visit some distilleries this week as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I was up. I was supposed to go to 2, but I only ended up going to 1. And we went to the Derry Distillery, because we've got Derry and London Derry. And as I say, I'll do a review. Went up. There's so many little micro distilleries over here, and a lot of them have a very similar sort of story. So to start off, we're doing some craft beer, and then the distillery comes as a bit of an add-on. But the amount of passion and stuff that the likes of some of these guys have, they're every bit as passionate as guys in Ireland. They're every bit as passionate about what they're doing. And there's some people have a bit of because it says in some of these aged for 6 months. I'm not sure what one this does. Aged for 6 months. I know automatically people go, it needs to be at least 12 years in some Highland distillery, some Highland warehouse. It doesn't really have to be. This is a really nice little taste, a very tasty little whiskey. So yeah, that's good.
Funny enough, you should say where they started. I was actually at this place today, a Luger bike rental. I didn't rent a pedal bike, I rented an electric one. And there was a very unusual building beside theirs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it would have reminded you of a spa building, like Harrogate Spa. And actually what it was it was for a...
Brothel.
No, it wasn't. It was natural.
All right, so you'd have been late for the show.
It was a natural spring bottling plant. And I said to the fella, if you're doing well in the bicycles, a craft brewery or a craft distillery would fit right in well to that building in downtown Porto Santos. You probably have the raw ingredient, the water, which doesn't make much of a difference, as you always say. But the building certainly looks the part. You would have room for the restaurant, the stills, and the warehousing. Big building.
I'm just thinking, Justin, you'll be like your man, Lobev and Conor McGregor. If he starts one, you'll sue him. So now you can't do it. See, you would sue him too.
No, if I won the Euro Millions, I would try to buy the building and start it. And I would call it Mad Madeira whiskey. That would be good, wouldn't it? MAD.
Well, it certainly fit in with you.
I know, it's pretty good title. I thought. There you go.
I love the way you've given it some thought.
I know. I do. That's it. Oh, what's happening tonight? Oh, it's Paris. It's the latest in Paris. They're celebrating putting off fireworks in the street.
All right.
There you go.
Harry Kane, this expert penalty taker, made a complete balls of the whole thing. But anyway.
Oh boy.
Say that, bit of a strange World Cup. You have Argentina, Croatia, Morocco, and France. So you sort of think it's going to be Argentina, France in the final. You can't think it might not be.
And who will we be supporting?
You see, I'd like Messi to win. I'd like Messi. He's the best player of all time. He's superb, so I'd like him to win, if I'm totally honest.
Would you? I would have a difficult. I prefer France to win, but then somebody might be watching whose dad is an Argentinian general, and they wouldn't be too happy with Maria. Me, Josiah, said her name there. She wouldn't be too happy with me. But there you go. You're probably saying, "How do I know in Argentina?" Never mind.
I don't want to know.
Never mind. So listen, if you're watching tonight, we're halfway through the show. Remember to comment, like, and share. It's easier and best to watch us on YouTube tonight because then you can put your comment screen. Have you got sniffles after traveling on the plane? Have you?
I think I have a wee touch of sniffles. I think it might actually be an allergy here. I'm not 100% sure, but it sort of feels that way as if it's a little bit, which is yeah, but no. It's that's what it is. But I have to say, this stout. This is a locally made stout. It's really, really tasty.
Show us it again. I like unusual stouts.
It just tastes very like chocolate milkshake.
They actually have a Corral stout out here now. Corral's the local beer of have a malt actually, which just tastes like it's got malt added to it, and the stout actually is surprisingly nice. They didn't try to go down, let's just copy Guinness here.
Yeah,
it actually is their own take on it, and if you put a drop of lemon in it, like slice of lemon, it really lifts it.
No, I tell you that's very tasty indeed. By the way, do you remember I said a couple of weeks ago about the Wishing Tree Middleton Very Rare bottle in the Friend at Hand? Well, lots of people took that on board, and we sold a lot of them. Now, as is Ellie's want, as it starts to reduce, he puts the price up a bit. It's just what he does. It's his business model, and he does what he wants to do. It was $5.50 a bottle, then it's $6.50 a bottle, and now it's £825 a bottle. I'd still say it's a bit of a bargain. It's not even a bit of a bargain. It is a bargain.
Very true.
There ain't that many bottles left, guys. So if anybody's interested in picking one up, I would suggest you get down in. Remember, you can't buy it online. You have to be there. Get your wee feet down and get it bought, because I've no doubt it's value for money. You know.
So we still have some more stories to come tonight, don't we?
Well, we have one, and then we have you at a rum distillery. If you are a nerd of the highest caliber, I mean, you really have to be. You have to be hitting nerd plus at this. There is a website called whiskey.webcam.com, and what they are offering is you can buy the rights to have a look inside a whiskey cask for 6 years. Now, this is not the most exciting watch in the world. I'm not even sure after 6 years just how. Oh, you can play that video if you want.
I can play it. Yes, I can play it.
There you go. That's basically about as exciting as it's ever going to get, really.
Right.
Now, you pay $139 for this. And then after a certain period of time, between 4 and 6 years, if you want, you can pay another $10 and you get a bottle of whiskey that was in a barrel.
What's the idea behind that?
You know I'm a bit of a sucker for a gimmick. I do like a good gimmick. I'm quite happy to have a good gimmick. No problem at all.
That could be real, Marty. Could be real.
It is. It's 100%. That one is Barrel. It's a 4-grain bourbon whiskey from the Bardstown Bourbon Company in Bardstown, Kentucky. And it just goes on. It tells you the whole thing. You get 20. Don't worry, Justin. You get 24/7 access. So even if you're waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning and you go, I really, really, really wonder what my whiskey's doing. You can go, and then you can go, oh Christ, thank God for that. I get to watch my wee bit of whiskey just sitting there doing piss all exactly the same as it's always been doing. But I thought it was a bit weird. But there you go. It's just if anybody's interested.
It's certainly far out.
Yeah.
Certainly far out. What's the plans for the rest of the states then? You're going to pop into a few other whiskey distilleries then?
Well, I'm in Massachusetts for another couple of days, and then I'm going to head down the East Coast, down to Maryland. So I'm going to get down to Maryland and see a couple of people down there. I'm going to have a meeting with a group of guys who run distilleries and stuff. Do a bit of interviewing with some of these guys, hopefully. And then I'm going to go to DC for a bit of sightseeing, and then head over to Texas. That's the plan. So then might head over to San Diego.
Really lovely trip. Sounds like a really lovely trip. Really
It is. It is really lovely. You know, but listen, tell me about your trip, because you were living it up away to a rum distillery. I know we don't really do rum, but
well, sugar cane was a thing here, and still is. I think it's 110 tons of it. Anyway, they grow it, and the small farmers all grow it, and then they sort of aggregate it all together, and they have had all the traditional machinery. So I think in the last 50 years they've sort of put their expertise to use in sort of distilling rum. So I managed to get to the distillery. There wasn't any proper tour to film, so I had to do it all myself. Hence, it's a very short. It's a very short video. What I know about distilling, you could write in the back of an envelope.
Stamp.
So yeah, we managed to get there. Now it should work. I'm still getting the 3 dots here. So, oh no, I'm not. It will work. Here we go. We'll try and play it, shall we? Yes.
Yep.
There we go. This is just the rum intro. Obviously, I don't have the full editing package with me. You can see this sort of. So, I'm in Porto de Cruz, and we're about to go to the House of Rum. Yeah, rum, and they even do a salty one, which is worth a fortune as well. Don't know how they make it. They say it's aged in the sea. That's to be seen to be believed. I did try it. It was pretty special. Now, let's have a look. We'll have a look around. You can see this is a pretty modern distillery. I don't think it's even 100 years old. It's obviously sugar cane or sugar beet, is it? Something like that. Anyway, I'm sure Marty will know. But they say if you buy a bottle at 85 quid, it doubles the price in 2 years. I don't know about that, but we'll go in and have a wee look inside and see what the crack is. That rock behind is a very famous sort of rock formation.
Oh, brilliant.
In the 15th and 16th centuries, Madeira Island was the most famous producer of sugar, known at the time as white gold. It was imported from Sicily by Prince Henry and introduced in Madeira Island in 1425. Now, this distillery only makes rum agricole, which means that the rum is made from fresh sugar cane juice. Nowadays, sugar cane in Madeira is used exclusively for making rum agricole and treacle, of all things, sugar cane syrup. I'm not reading off this, by the way. PGI.
Oh, right. You memorised it all.
It's the same as champagne or sort of potching.
Irish whiskey.
In 2017, sugarcane production was about 12,000 tonnes. And here in Engenhos do Norte, processed around 3,300 tonnes. Madeira Island has an area of 741 kilometres square, of which 172 hectares are used for growing sugar cane. The types of sugar cane grown in Madeira are purple POJ 2725 and the pinkish green NCO 310 regional varieties, Yaba and Kanika are also used. Sugar cane is ready for harvest once a year. It takes 12 kilograms of sugar cane to make 1 litre of rum at 50% alcohol by volume. I'd laugh this. This is a steam boiler manufactured by Arsenal de Santiago in Funchal. This boiler produces steam for the grinding machines, the pumps and the stills. It feeds on wood and the straw from the sugarcane crushing processes. I'd laugh this become our highest rating video, Marty. That would really be a turn up for the books. That looks like a train engine, that one, doesn't it? It was made in Liverpool. These vats, of all things, are, well, for a surprising thing, sugarcane honey production. They're nice and copper on the inside. You can see there's a condenser in there as well. Pretty modern looking machinery. Doesn't help if you're half cut, by the way. From
right.
Of the amount of poncha and rum they give you to sample down your throat, you know.
You made that look very natural. That you weren't reading off anything.
It was really bad.
Amazing how you got it all logged in there in such a quick period of time.
I thought I was going to have to do the show on my own this week, so I thought to myself, how am I going to do a show about whiskey on my phone? There you go.
So you went to Rum Distillery and just read off a board.
Yeah, I had to. It wasn't a big tour. It wasn't a big tour. That was. I read out all the information there was there.
Right. You know? Okay. I kind of got that. I kind of
I know. And it was written in Portuguese, translated into American, translated back to English. It didn't really make sense.
I'm an American. Don't insult the American people. Because there's folk out there with guns and bears. Don't forget the bears are big.
You should hear some of the adverts on here. They've obviously been translated from Portuguese by some advertising guru from Mad Men, and the daftest adverts ever, you know.
You
know.
I can't imagine. Well, I'm going to put myself a little dairy, and then I'm going to head on. because
It's tea time there.
it's tea time. My other wonderful cousin is making me sausage with sautéed onions and truffle ravioli.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
you'd like that, just.
I would. It sounds delicious. Gotta say hi to Julie, Seamus Tobin. Who invented rum? Marty, there's a question for you from Seamus Tobin. Mark Johnson is watching. Simon K. Jones is watching. John Redmond is watching. Clive Armstrong is watching. Hello to all of you.
Who invented rum? I assume some distiller in the Caribbean at some point, I would have thought. I don't know. If you know the answer, do let me know. We'd be interested.
We'll have to look that up and put it in Wikipedia for you. If I can last another case of Radler Limo at 2%, it's like lemonade. So you tend to drink all 12 bottles in the case in your own.
This here's 5.5. This is 50%, I think.
I wonder what the hand gel is. Oh
God! Right.
The hand gel looks rather watery.
Well, you
Smells
can
lovely.
don't be
Smells
drinking the
lovely
hand
too.
gel, Justin. Jesus, wait. It's not proper 12. If put it like this, if there's only proper 12, have a whip of that. Did you see the photo I put up of the 1 1.75 litre bottle of proper 12? Who the fuck is buying that? Please stop.
There was people at the airport in Dublin buying it, and I thought to myself, should I say to those people, please get something else, anything? Here, I'll tell you what I meant to take a picture of. I seen a Portuguese labelled bottle of Redbreast 12 in a wee cafe down the town. It was unopened. I was nearly going to say, how much do you want for that bottle, and buy it?
You could collect her. You could pick her up, take her home.
Aye, well, that's if I wanted to pay a fortune for the hand luggage. I'm going to have to leave that bottle of rum for the person that owns the house, you see, because it won't fit in my hand luggage, and I don't want to be hit with a £60 check your luggage in bill from Ryanair. I always travel light with one of these. We'll give Cabin Max an advert, a Cabin Max case there. I got this Cabin Max case for 20 quid, and it saved me a fortune because you can fit your laptop and you can fit absolutely everything into it, and nobody questions it.
And tonight's show's sponsored by Cabin Max, family luggage that even Justin finds good.
I know, of course, he's just signed up for another 5 years at Ryanair. So if you want to sponsor the show, and we would do a podcast called Justin Goes for you.
Oh, yes.
There you go. Justin Goes. It would be better than that one that you did with Julia Bradley that nobody listened to.
And if the sequel to the show is Justin Stays, I'll sponsor that myself.
Yeah. Listen, if you haven't tried Madeira, folks, seriously, you need to try it. The flights were 20 quid for Ryanair, and it's a sublime place. Very cheap. I'm not joking. You can get a mini bottle of beer here for €1.
Aye.
You know,
something similar to Dublin.
Well, you sometimes wonder how people make a living. It's so cheap. It's cheaper to eat out than buy a basket of groceries. I don't understand how that's even possible.
Yeah, well, no, you go to Madeira. As I say, I have a couple of days here in Massachusetts, and then I'm heading down the East Coast. So I'm going to go because
take it easy, folks. Take it easy. Remember to comment, like, and share. Next week we're going to see the dairy visit that Marty managed to make, because I should have edited by then. Unless it's too windy and I can't take off tomorrow, and I'm stuck here for another week.
You're not flying into Dublin, are you? You're not going into Dublin.
I am, yeah. Why?
All right. Oh, that's okay. You're coming in. You're not going out. Apparently, Dublin Airport's at a standstill again.
Why?
Because there was 2 inches of snow, Justin.
I think it was only in the north. Was it? No,
there was 50 flights or something cancelled in Dublin today.
Gosh, I never knew that.
Yeah.
All right. Gosh. All right. Take it easy. Have a good time. Talk to you during the week.
Remember, take care.